So we came to this residency with a preconceived idea because it revolved around sanitation, irrigation and ecology. So while we were going around the village and looking for possibilities, meeting people and what village offered.
हम पारस सिंघा गांव में हैं और जो कम्युनिटीज़ हमें यहाँ देखने के लिए मिली हैं वो धनगर है। धनगर समाज वो था जो गडरियों चराते थे, गडरिया। एक है इन्हें घुमक्कड़ भी बोलते हैं। कुनबी समाज भी रहते हैं पर हमें अभी तक ये पता नहीं चल पाया है कि उनका क्या ऑक्यूपेशन है। कल्हार हैं जो देसी दारू बनाते थे और बेचते थे। ये झारखंड से आकर बसे थे यहाँ पे। चमार हैं, चमड़े का काम करते हैं। और अभी हम जहाँ खड़े हैं वो ढीमर कम्युनिटी यहाँ बसती है, ये मछुआरे हैं।
So I came across this broom community that makes brooms. Jhadu is about taking away the dust and the dirt and everything. I started to visit this community, visit their families, and also it involves this little craft which is very interesting, which they make out of these palm leaves that they get from across the river. And the whole thing is made just by the ropes are made by the leaves. It's a handwork, it is also a skill, and so I thought that this is the community that probably I would want to work with. So this village is vibrant with children, like they're everywhere, they're all around us. They're very sensitive and very involved in the whole process. Then I was thinking how the children and the broom could be related. Now for them, it may not become a piece of interesting object to have if it was just to be a broom. So broom in its shape, in its form itself, could tell us of the opportunities, of possibilities of turning them into a doll. Like something that every child would want to have. We already see this. Doesn't it give us, you could almost do this and these becomes the leg. You could do something here and it could become a face, and the weaving in itself is so beautiful that it adds that ornamentation to the already existing form. They were also really excited to make the dolls, and they were trying to do everything possible within this form and with their skills to do something that would make it look like a doll. So once that was done, went to a local school here which is called the Balwadi, and with the children there we did this little broom making thing where the children did the brooms as dolls. I was just thinking how it's still not convenient for people to include this community in their circles. This is situated right in the outer circle. Social structure also, and also the way a village is constructed. You know, there are circles within a village also. Untouchables or Dalit communities would always be in the outermost circles. Within these 10 days, I knew it was not possible for me to have this dialogue and expect acceptance. Like, that would have been a very big, ambitious project. But I thought the children were still away from these details and these nuances of casteism and untouchability. So the idea really revolved around working with children, where they do not have these inhibitions about working with this or not working with that. So once this was done, the children could really enjoy the process of broom making. We also discussed interchanged ideas where they would tell Kaka what their idea of doll is. After that exchange with these group of girls and boys, we went to each of the houses where we met the mothers or the family members, and since it was to revolve around sanitation, it had to come a full circle somewhere because it has sort of a stigma attached. It was interesting how when we went to the houses, we were talking around sanitation. आप कैसे सफाई को समझते हैं? Not even महत्व क्या है या, because my understanding may be different from their understanding, which is what I've realized. What I may feel is dirty may not be dirty for them. So we just generally began a dialogue into understanding that what is dirty for them. If something they've started to live with, what are the repercussions for it? Like if they are living surrounded by human excreta, or if they are living around a dump yard, and that dump never goes anywhere but stays there, even in monsoons. So what their children bring back home is like health issues. So we were just trying to address all these issues, and though there were no solutions, we weren't looking for solutions, there were no conclusions, but what was interesting was that we could at least ignite or probably begin to question that whatever you are living around, which you also understand in a manner that this is dirt, this is not healthy, but are we really trying to do something about it? Why are we still living with it? So even if that question could be infused, whatever dialogue we had, like give and take that was happening, we tried to record them in a diagram like this. For the organizers who've been looking at this project as a long-term project, if this can be of any use and of any help, of any sort of information. The education system right now is actually uprooting you from where you belong to nowhere. You know, he may not be able to do this, what is his root, what he's grown up seeing, and he may not be able to use the physics that you're telling him in the textbooks anywhere else. So I think just to realize what is around you, what is surrounded by you, and to devise a curriculum where it talks about developing that skill, that knowledge, that surrounding would be, which is what is I think lacking right now. We have to understand this is not a well-paid profession. It has its stigmas attached. Like you are considered a low caste because of your profession.
ये एक मांग कम्युनिटी के घर से हम नहीं सीखा। वो क्योंकि रेमंड फैक्ट्री में काम कर रहा है, वो नहीं करता ये काम झाड़ू बनाने का, जबकि उसके पापा करते हैं। और जहाँ वो बनाते हैं वो वहाँ जाने के लिए भी तैयार नहीं है। वो सोचता है कि हमारी आइडेंटिटी इससे इतनी जुड़ी हुई है कि सब कुछ जुड़ा हुआ है, तो उसको लगता है कि थोड़ा इससे हटो।
So they want to get rid of that idea that I do not want to belong to this caste, so they're giving up their skills and their professions. So the younger generation are now started working in these, there are some companies, there are some factories that have come around the village. Like I've had this experience when I was working with this family, their eldest son, he has a beautiful hand. And he would make animals out of it, and he would make a flower vase out of it, out of these leaves. And within fraction of seconds, matlab, he would be so great with this, but he would never come to the area where his father was making the brooms. So yeah, we were talking about if removing the original from its context and making it into something else, any craft, because you mean to say that it loses its purpose then and it becomes something else totally, even if we've taken the skill from it. And how do I justify it? That's the thing when you're working with communities, because there are so many dilemmas that you have to deal with. But what I tried my best in this was that the form did not lose its purpose. Even when the doll was made, it was not made into something that could not be used as a broom. And what we did for the doll was nothing more but to use that skill only to make it a little more ornamental and dramatic. So we only could work with this top part. And since we were catering to children, I think it was important to make it a little more fancy, you know, so that they could relate. Why would they want to do anything with a jharu? Then when we were going to the families to talk to them, I was particularly interested in looking at where these kids would place their brooms, these dolls. And mostly where their other broom was. It retained its place where it was. That way the purpose did not get lost. But somewhere it made exciting during the workshop to talk about the doll and how this could be seen differently. Like an everyday object can be turned into something else but still retain the purpose. With such a big agenda, initiating that little dialogue around change, I think it's a big something on your shoulders. But I at least try to initiate that or put that seed.
धरती सिखाती मुझे दया, सूखी धरती रोए बारिश को जिस तरह।